You are out of line.
You are out of line. Now, do you want to stand there and talk about your cats and your dogs in the community, but you won't talk about me?
Personally, I think you are a disappointment to our community and to the citizens of East Point.
When we think about the civil rights movement, we typically only remember African Americans with their rights to vote, go to school, and have some level of equality. And certain figures come to mind: Martin Luther King, Bayard Rustin, Ralph Abernathy, and Jesse Jackson, just to name the few. I know there's more. But the reality is that the Civil Rights Act prohibits discrimination on the basis of race. That goes for any race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The civil rights movement focused on blacks, but it was not only for blacks. And I want to get back to the part of sex. No, not this sex. Booty clapping sounds. Get your mind out the gutters. We're not talking about that. We're talking about gender. And in the 60s, nobody would ever believe that you would have an African-American female mayor of a city or township. We could hardly think about having an African-American mayor at all, especially in some cities in the South or even the Midwest. But in fact, that's happened 2 times. We've had 2 cities in America where a black woman has become the first mayor ever of that city. One is Dolton, Illinois, and we all know her as the city girl mayor, Tiffany Henyard. But there's another mayor from the city of East Point, Michigan, Mayor Monique Owens, and she became the first African-American woman to hold such a position. People really felt that she was gonna do a great job inspiring the next generation of female leaders. But stop the show. Just like Tiffany Henyard in nearby Dolton, Illinois, Monique Owens has a problem with accountability. And since she's been the mayor, she has had nothing but issues, most notably disrespecting black women herself. Isn't that interesting? Now, Monique Owens has a problem with people having a difference of opinion. And this is no different than her counterpart, Tiffany Henyard, not too far away in the Chicago suburb of Dolton, Illinois. Now, Monique Owens' problems started when they started having these council meetings. And she had an issue with another councilman, Mr. Harry Curley, who she alleged assaulted her back in 2021.
What's wrong with accountability? What's wrong with, I messed up. So from this point on, let's go forward. Why do people always have to be picking on you or targeting you? What's wrong with accountability? You take accountability, you're gonna feel bad for about 2.5 seconds. And then you're gonna keep on going. Oh, trust me, I know.
But more on that. Some people in the community started to lose trust in this Mayor Monique Owens, and they had more trust in Mr. Harry Curley. And you're going to see Mary Hall Rayford, a senior citizen African-American woman, express to the fact that she prefers Harry Curley over Monique Owens. But look at the disrespect she gets from her.
She tends to bully, it looks like, senior citizens.
You'll see why East Point resident Mary Hall Rayford says that.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop you right there, or we're gonna stop the council meeting. I'm gonna have a point of order, and I'm gonna talk over you. This is gonna be one of those meetings y'all never seen before.
East Point Mayor Monique Owens cut her off during public comment with just under 3 minutes of Mary's allotted time remaining.
But we're also gonna see Monique Owens disrespecting white people also in her township.
Outrageous claims.
You're not going to sit here and assault me, lady I never met.
You are
Assault her, playing the victim. That does not make you look good. Listen to what they have to say and respond in kind, because what they're saying has some truth. They don't know you personally, anything like that, so they're not assaulting you.
are out of line.
You are out of line. Now, do you want to stand there and talk about your cats and your dogs in the community, but you won't talk about about me.
Mayor Owens, serving the third year of her first term, did not want to hear any residents supporting Councilman Harvey Curley, who Owens alleges assaulted her last summer at a community event.
But then there's more. When crime went up in the city of East Point and the town started blaming the mayor and her new policies, here's what the mayor had to say.
So don't blame the mayor for your city, blame yourselves. Because it's deep rooted. The same rules and the standards apply to different people. That's not love. I had someone up here that actually got in my face, and I had to make a police report, put a PPO out on that person. If you can't respect the people that lead your community, how you expect people to respect your property, respect your car?
And not only that, the town was shocked that their own mayor talked to them like that. Listen for yourself.
We showed video of the tirade to East Point residents. Many are stunned.
That was just surprising that Barry did all that.
She was kind of rough. I thought she would have spoke a little better.
You were shocked by that?
Yeah, I didn't even know that until you just told me. I didn't even know that was the mayor talking like that.
So yes, Monique Owens is abusing her power, just like the city girl mayor of Dolton, Illinois, Tiffany Henyard. Now keep in mind, these are two young, first-time African-American female mayors who are supposed to be opening the door for other women, black women that is, in the future. Because remember, civil rights is about equality, and if women can do the job, they should be allowed to do so.
Right.
However, in this case, it's not looking so well for the both of these ladies. But I digress. Let me go into the new charge and what has happened with Monique Owens.
So what's gonna happen is they're gonna get put out of office, allegedly, I'm saying. And then the race and gender card is gonna be played. Well, how about the behavior so far that these two women are exhibiting? Race, gender will have, from what we've seen so far, race and gender will have nothing to do with you getting thrown out of office. Tiffany Henyard's case, she's just spending all this money, taxpayers, instead of filling certain vacant positions, she just takes on those positions herself and therefore inheriting the salary of that. This lady right here, I don't know about any monetary improprieties, but this lady right here, the way that she talks to people, thinks about people, and on top of that, is trying to claim like she a victim. Those things that will get them thrown out of office, nothing to do with race. Absolutely nothing to do with gender.
Now, Monique Owens came into a lot of controversy when she got charged in a COVID fraud case dealing with this.
East Point Mayor Monique Owens in court Thursday via Zoom, and on the wrong side of the law.
Money part.
Owens faces a felony fraud charge. The judge gave her a $10,000 personal bond.
We don't believe that she's a flight risk. She does have significant ties to the community. But the outstanding allegation of fraud is about receiving $10,000 for a CARES Act disclosure.
This fall, the 39-year-old mayor was charged for falsely stating on a 2020 CARES Act grant that her business, Naturally Funny Talent Agency, was 51% veteran-owned. It's not, and that it had more than 100 employees. It doesn't. Owens received $10,000 from the grant and in September was ordered to pay that money back in restitution.
Oh, but there's more. Listen to the lack of accountability during her sentencing.
At her sentencing, she said to cameras,
"Don't believe the allegations that you have heard about me."
The Macomb County judge didn't take that well.
Are you talking to the TV or are you talking to me as the judge? Because I don't think you're talking to me as the judge. And you're really telling me you did absolutely nothing wrong and therefore this case should be proceeding differently.
That's right. Even the judge is disgusted with this mayor. Now, here's what I want to talk about because I believe this is very interesting and I do know.
Here's what I don't understand. We've all done some things in our life, some dumb things that we willingly have done. We've done that. But when you get into a position of authority, do you understand that it takes way more effort to do what's not right than to do what's right? Way more effort. So these people that act this type of way and do these type of things, you're causing yourself even more stress, as opposed to if you would have just did it the right way. Now, there may be an ignorant element to it, but come on now. You know, getting $10,000 from the government and saying you got this, because they have the qualifications up there. You have to have this many employees, this, that, blah, 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 blah. They have the qualifications up there. So that's my whole thing. Doing all these bad things takes way more energy and time and planning than it does to do what you know is right. If you think it's right, you go down the road, you make a mistake. Hey, I messed up. Let's just fix it. Do whatever we gotta do. But doing these wrong things, that just takes way too much energy. Because now you got all this other stuff. Now you in court and all that. That's just, I don't get it.
So that a lot of times black women, especially in some of these democratic cities, are voting women in because women tend to be more politically active than men. But it's good to see that some of the women can see what even men like Kevin Samuels was talking about, because the disrespect that black men were talking about with certain ladies, hey, leave black men out of it. What you see a lot of times in these videos with the city girl mayor in Dolton and this particular mayor is a disregard for the people that helped them get into office, black women. And that's something I want to talk about. I always see black women talking about support each other and, you know, let's do Black Girls Rocks and build black women up. And I see so many times black women help other black women get into positions of authority. And what I see when those black women help other sisters get into positions of authority, there's no gratitude towards black women from that particular black woman. A lot of black women get into authority and start disrespecting the people that helped them get there, especially elderly black women. I see this also with Tiffany Henyard. Again, I'm not seeing this so much with black men. What I'm seeing is black women are helping other black women get into office, and I'm not seeing the loyalty towards black women or having a respect for your constituents that have helped you get into office. It doesn't make any sense. And a lot of black women are starting to see what is going on when it comes to certain levels of leadership, because you can never see a black man talking to a woman like that, even if he was a crook. Like, imagine Kwame Kilpatrick talking to an elderly black woman like that. He could never do that, right? We know that if a woman of that age is talking, we need to let her talk out of respect. But what are we seeing?
So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. You want to check this video out, go check out O'Shea Duke Jackson. To be in a position of authority, that is a blessing. It's ordained by God. Now it's, what are you gonna do when you're in that position? Because you know, depending on the level, this, that, and the other, you have the power to make the ultimate call on whatever issue it is. That's why being in a position of authority is a blessing. And ultimately, 9 times out of 10, it affects other people. I don't care what organization or anything. You can be a mayor, you can be a manager at a restaurant. Of course, higher offices, presidents, senators, this, that, and the other. Your decisions affect other people. And ultimately, go into it with that. Make the right decision.